Hello! Welcome to the first match of the day for GSA, and it is an SMO any percent league match. And it is between Dansta2106 versus reyalsdiorteM. It's a good match right now. I am Troy of Athens, and we're gonna get started very soon. So this is the second game of the league so far, so both of these players currently do not have any points. And if you weren't here for yesterday, there is ways to talk about with the point system, because it is a bit unique in that players are going to be getting it's 40 points, 40 points if they win, and then 20 points divided between the two of them, depending on the time difference of the finishes. So even if you lose, there's still motivation to keep going and to get a good time going. And looks like we got them started. And so there's going to be a bit of a pause here from on the Rhea side stream, just so we can sync it up, because Rhea's stream did start it a bit fast sooner, but now we are good. We are go. It's really hard to predict who's going to win here. Both these players are very good. Of course, we got, we got 12 players in this league, so of course we got some great players here. Cutscenes looking synced. We are good. Moving through Cap Kingdom. So far, just textbook movement going on. Both of them getting into the first person for that quicker camera change stuff. And ooh, a bit of style points from Dan stuff. We were talking about swag points before. Certainly rolling on the rails of that bridge is definitely qualifies as swag points right there. And Dansta is going to be the first one to get to the door and start the left side here, but misses the triple jump. Oh, so it's Rhea now who's in the lead, going to be able to get in there for the topper fight. And so this isn't a huge deficit yet, but it is certainly something to take note of. Failing left side can certainly cause a bit of anger for someone, and topper is just falling through Dansta. Hitboxes don't matter once the boss is defeated, clearly. But yeah, it's just gonna be like failing that triple jump certainly is gonna leave a bad taste in Dansta's mouth at the start. So he's gonna have to try to shake that off and get through it. Okay, starting out Cascade Kingdom now. Let's see if the T-Rex is good for us. First moon skip, of course, coming up first. Oh, we got a bonk from Rhea, and now Dansta's in the lead. So that is not good. Bonking right out of the water. And oh, another bonk. These bonks are actually very costly right now. And as Dansta comes up to the T-Rex jump, is he going to get it on the first try? That is looking good. He is into the cutscene. So those bonks, man, that is not good right now. Rhea had a good lead, and now Dansta is caught up just because of a failed first moon skip, as we have started the Mad and Brutal. And thanks for the raid, Timp. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. We're having some fun here, watching a close race that has already bounced back and forth a couple times. So we're getting some good race going on today. The first race today of the day for GSA. Okay. Now on to the... Okay, so we have finished Mad and Brutal, and now we gotta go on to the chest clip. So this is another part where this could potentially cause some problems. Dansta has about like a 15-second lead right now. So a chest clip could definitely... the chest clip could definitely cause some problems. Dan's still looking successful with his. Yep, that is a very good chest clip. See what Reya's got. It seemed a bit low at first, but he's good. He's got it. So we're keeping about that 15-second difference between the two players coming out of Cascade Kingdom and going into... Okay. Oh, Dansta was gonna have fun with the cameras. And Reya is. I love this trick. It's another swag trick in my mind. It saves no time, but it looks really cool to be able to do that, just to control the camera really early, and just I'm gonna do this now. Why not? But right now it's pretty standard. Yet again, more textbook stuff going on in the beginning of Sand Kingdom. I'm not expecting this lead to change just yet. Not up until Sandram is the next potential possibility for any sort of lead change. Or if the ground, I guess if the ground pound gets very annoying for these players, that's a possibility too, but it certainly doesn't seem very likely. Yep, these players know exactly where to ground pound. Oh, Reya failing a little bit on the jump up there. And here we go into Sandram. This is really where it's going to be a huge impact. Reya, with that minor mistake, that is almost nothing. That looks like a good setup for the cap. Let's see if the homing is good enough here. And I'm sorry I cut out there for a second, but it looked good. Both players successfully were able to do the drams, it seems. And now going over to the ground pound by the taxi and going for some Sphinx clips. Dansta going for the double clip. And we got another raid from D Whatever. Thank you, D Whatever. And Reya's going for the single clip, though. D Whatever being one of our participators in the SM64 leagues. So thank you for giving that raid. And okay, Dansta having a bit of trouble with the second Sphinx clip. That's gonna be weird with the bird here. It shouldn't be too far off because that was only like a second or third try on that Sphinx clip, but it definitely can still throw someone off. And it's gonna appear that Reya is a bit ahead. It's hard to tell right now. Honestly, like I'm gonna wait until we're actually capturing the globe, leaving Sand Kingdom to call it right now, because this could still be anyone's game right now as we are approaching the Oasis. Okay, Bird's looking good for both players. And just going over to the music notes. Ray having a bit of trouble with that cat bounce up to the music notes. It hit some icicles. Never want that. And both players getting the single spin cap throw. And yes, it looks like Rhea is actually going to get the lead. So that double clip actually costing Dansta the time, costing Dansta the lead. Whereas it is the faster of the two strats, but if you mess it up, it can be pretty costly. So definitely more aggressive choices from Dansta, causing a bit of a slump, causing a bit of a just to go back on there. So yet again, another lead change as we go into Lake Kingdom now. Honestly, this is pretty exciting. Like the amount of lead changes we're seeing, and this is only the second game in the GSA SMO any percent league. Like only the second game. We're still in the round robin. It's not even close to playoffs yet, and we are already getting something this exciting where like we have changed leads three or four times, and not even within the first like 15 minutes of the game. And here's another, like, are we gonna go for lake clip? It's possibility. I don't like it's still so unfamiliar to a lot of players that it's just not necessarily something that everyone's gonna be doing. Rhea opting to not go for it. The dance has been pretty aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised, but he's not going for it either. Honestly, it makes sense. I don't think actually either of these players fully have practiced it enough yet. And yeah, right now this is probably the smallest lead that has been established so far. You know, like Rhea at one point was a good 15 seconds ahead, and then Dansta took it and was like a good 10. But now we're back to Rhea, and it's only about 3 seconds ahead for him. Here we go. We got the cheap jump coming up. Good job. And right into the Rango fight. Good fights from both runners. Rhea's still in the lead with this, and still getting about the same lead right now. Yep, still about a 3-second difference between the two players as we move into the next kingdom. Going into Wooded Kingdom, we're definitely going to have some possibilities for more mistakes. With only a 3-second difference between the two players, any mere slip from Rhea can definitely give the lead back to Dansta. So this is certainly still a good possibility for Dansta. This is not out of the water yet. This is not out of the woods yet as we go into Wooded Kingdom. I'm sorry, I had to. First 2 moons being just fine for the runners. Oh! Dansta getting the quicker shop. And that has closed the gap a little bit as well. We're now less than 3 seconds. I don't even know how to examine that. It's like 1 second. Yeah, that's basically a second now between the two players because of the faster shot from Dansta. Okay, both players looking good for a nut clip. Both of them able to get it. Oh, okay, Dansta unfortunately dying in the middle of nut clip, so that's actually now a huge problem between the two players as Dansta is now being thrown off, bonking a little bit, as Rhea is now just going into the maze. I look down at 1 second for the chat just because someone complimented me, and then I just end up seeing, oh, Dansta dead. Okay. Well, it looks like Dansta is going to actually have to do the a bit of a combined strategy here, being that he got the nut clip but then ended up dying. Okay, so Rhea with a good lead, not having to worry too much. Rhea actually does not know information about this race currently. He's not watching. He's just concentrating on his race. Well, meanwhile, Dansta is actually paying attention. He is in the call here, deafened of course. So he is seeing the lead that Rhea currently has on him. And that may be throwing Dansta off, who knows? Like, it could potentially be making Dansta feel even more a bit out of sorts, along with the fact of dying there. But yes, the death in Wooded Kingdom is causing a pretty big gap between the two players. Now Rhea, bonking just before going towards this giant skip. Rhea about to finish out the Wooded Kingdom doing the sewers. Again, some pretty good cycle right now. This is pretty good movement, gonna be potentially getting that cycle. And that is looking good, well done. Meanwhile, Dansta is still climbing up the tower, still on his way to Spewert. And actually having to fight Spewert as well. Both of these players, I say, have a good amount of skill. It's certainly about what's happening for the day for these players. Dansta was able to get a faster shot, for example. Rhea did go for it. He certainly went for it. I saw him doing the motions. He was a bit too close to the NPC, to the shop, and so it just wasn't able to be interacted with. Even if he had switched his camera, it actually he was in bad positioning to interact with the shop. So that's one example, and then Dansta also failing the triple jump at the Cap Kingdom, going left side up the tower before hitting Topper. So other, you know, it's just what happens on a day-to-day, seeing what can actually occur so that one player can get a better time than the other. It's not necessarily one player being fully more skilled than the other right now. Both these players showing equal amount of skill, honestly, from what I can tell. And it's just, you know, people have bad days, people die in Wooded Kingdom, it happens. You would just usually reset in this case, but we can't, of course, because it's a race. But now we got Rhea going into the... We got Rhea going into this Bowser's fight, getting the good second part of this. Again, good second phase, gonna go into the third phase now. And good, and Rhea is able to defeat Bowser just as Dansta is entering the Cloud Kingdom to start the fight. And if people are rigged for Dansta, this is certainly the area to start praying for him, as Rhea is probably one of the most dangerous kingdoms, one of the most notorious ones for losing people's leads. Lost Kingdom. There's a lot of places to die, a lot of places to, even if you don't die, just end up getting an altogether, just like really annoying route, as you can accidentally activate Klepto just from one mistake. Which in some cases is worse than dying. And as I say that, Rhea is just going to be able to go right through this, no problem. Deactivating Klepto, and is going to be able to go right on through and not care too much. Still has to get to the bridge, and this is where it gets annoying. And the player and Dansta is about a minute behind Rhea right now. Rhea getting the cage triple jump, well done. Pretty much a perfect Lost Kingdom from Rhea. And as I say that, he fails to capture the globe at the end. It took quite a bit of spins from that spin throw for it to actually finally get to the globe. Okay, good cage triple from Dansta, going into under bridge and is good to go. Meanwhile, Rhea has started up Night Metro, gonna be climbing up here. This is another dangerous area. Mistakes can lead to death. Okay, Rhea making it up to the top of the city hall. As Dansta is just starting up Night Metro. Okay, let's see if Rhea's Mecha Wiggler is gonna be well behaved today. Gonna give us a nice 2-cycle, or will it be a misbehaved one? And just be a really annoying 2-cycle. Potentially even 3-cycle. And as Dansta is going into the City Hall and making his climb. Okay, let's see what you got, Rhea. Oh! Okay, that's... Okay! That's a bit of an odd pattern. You're being mean. And so yes, that is being a very mean Mecha Wiggler. Still able to get the 2-cycle though. Just very much barely. Had to go way back to make sure that they got the angle just right for that last shot. Certainly able to get out of it. Dansta having a bit of trouble capturing the pylon before going up for this to his Mecha Wiggler. And Rhea was able to get that black at the black screen at about 2604, so we'll be able to see what the time difference is going into Day Metro, which is still pretty large right now, unfortunately. A 1-minute difference between the two players certainly is not going to be something that is going to be easily made up, but it's not unheard of. We are still only in Metro Kingdom. There are other areas to go for, and Dansta getting a fairly good cycle here. Mecha Wiggler not really crossing over itself, able to get a good amount of time, able to get all the shots in before the Wiggler even stops moving. And Rhea's coming up to the scooter clip. Gets it first try, easy. Oh, Rhea failing a bit on the dram to get that pole, but it's not a huge deal. Only gonna cost him about a couple seconds at most. And now talking to our bench friend. Okay, Dansta starting out his Day Metro. Good dram setup, and Rhea is going over to Pauline. Oh, not getting the best speed there. And that is another lost couple seconds there from Rhea's side. Very minor stuff here, but it can certainly add up after over enough time. As Dansta is successfully able to get the dram for the trash pile. And thank you to resident Twitch chat users for giving me the exact, down to the second examination of the time difference. I'm just here commentating on what's happening and getting distracted, so I wasn't able to use my own marker. When I'm alone, it's fine, but here it was. Sorry, when I have another commentator with me, it's fine. But here, being alone right now, I had to concentrate on everything, and I couldn't remember it. But thank you for giving me that 108 time difference there. That is happening right now. Yeah, both these players still playing very well. Dansta has not been thrown off too much. Rhea bonking as he goes inside to the people area to go into the giant crowd. And so yeah, Rhea has finished out Metro Kingdom as Dansta is still doing the last few moons, last 5 of them to be specific. Okay, so going into Snow Kingdom now. This is a potential area for another, where it's another kingdom where Rhea, if he is going to have some problems, if Dansta is going to have any hope of catching up, it is certainly another kingdom where this is a possibility, as we do with the Snowdram at the end. I just got confirmation from Dansta in the chat that he just got a gold split for Day Metro, so certainly helping him out. Rhea has definitely had some troubles in Metro, having a couple bonks, a couple minor hiccups that have certainly closed the gap, so we're probably just around a minute, whereas before we were at a minute 8. And so yeah, these little things can add up, but it's certainly these bigger gaps, like a failed Snowdram from Rhea, that could potentially bring Dansta back into this. Okay, Rhea now in the Taifu room. Doesn't get the triple jump, but is able to do a good backup with a spitting ground pound. Oh, and the Spiney's being a bit of a hassle right now, as he's now trying to capture the Taifu to get off all these Spinies. And another misbehaved Spiny. These Spinies are not being nice to Rhea right now. And it looks like I actually have a backup commentator with me now. So thank you for joining us, for being here. How you doing?
Hi, welcome. Or welcome me rather, sorry. I just got home from class, so yeah.
Yeah, I've been here. And
the actual GSA stream, sorry about that. It came through the mic.
It did not at all.
Okay,
You're
sounds good.
So we have both players here. Rhea having about a 1-minute lead right now from a death in Wood Kingdom from Dansta after getting a nut clip, but then failing the jumps out of bounds. Did not fall into deep woods, but simply died. So then from there had to go back to the non-nut clip route and fighting Speward at the end of the kingdom, so causing about a minute difference between the two players. Had a very good Metro Kingdom though. So, Dansta
I just
still
joined you said he golded the Day Metro section.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
he definitely showed me that in chat. And Rhea is about to go into Snowdram right now, so you definitely joined at a very good.
Did you just cut out, or is that me?
Did I cut out?
I don't know,
I'm sorry.
maybe.
Either way, as I said, Rhea is going into Snowdram right now, so it's definitely good that you joined, as I got another co-commentator to watch this with me.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, first try.
I don't know, like, how to tell if it's gonna make it by not much or by, you know, not at all. It seemed pretty tight though. Like, I think some people can clear with a little bit more air, but he got it done. And that's kind of what Dansta would have needed if he wanted to climb back into this game, but it's gonna have to be some late game slip-ups from rails. So I was saying, like, when you're talking about wood, you know, and that super costly death that happens, you know, we have people like Sbal or Espa, and I'm not sure how you pronounce his name specifically, but he's doing some great work for Odyssey, putting in some stats and such. You know, one of those has always been Nutclip, you know, one of the big things you look at for completion percentage, where I honestly think that out of bounds movement's got to be up there. Like, add that to the list, or maybe even instead of just the Nutclip, is like combine it. Like, can you actually get like that out of bounds moon and then get back up? I feel like it's even more common to see mistakes on that than the Nutclip in isolation. Alright, the two of them, or Rails coming up and Seaside having some bonk, so it's really not working out very well.
Yeah, this is not a place where you
happy.
would. Not a place where you could really see too many mistakes, but we were actually seeing a couple problems from Rhea on this first moon of Seaside Kingdom.
Honestly, I think I see a lot of bonks here just at the very beginning, because it's a lot of just tight movement to get up really high, and people want to like cut everything super close. So when they're trying to be pixel perfect, they end up bonking quite a bit when normally, you know, you could get up with a little bit of leeway.
Right, I wouldn't be too. I wouldn't be too. Sorry, I wouldn't be too surprised if actually we get it getting actually really close, just from the little mistakes that Ray has been doing here and there. Because Dance has been doing very well ever since that mess up in Wood Kingdom. You know, threw it back in, got that golden metro, doing well in Snow Kingdom, and
nailed Snow Jam. I didn't comment on it at all, which I probably should have, but definitely he needed that.
Yeah, so just doing these. Dansta just playing pretty much perfectly at this point, while Rhea is doing these little mistakes, so it actually is still adding up, right?
Do you have any idea what pace they're on? Like in terms of minute, like 101, 102?
I honestly am not very good at predicting that sort of thing. I'd have to see once we're getting to Bowser's Kingdom
That's fair enough.
to what we're actually on pace for.
I think Braille actually caught the top cheap, which is a bit of luck involved. I think a lot of times you end up capturing the middle one, but I think just the cheap was in a good spot. He saved a couple tenths by getting that guy instead.
Right, and both of them getting the Rocket Flower refresh. It's a good job from Dansta.
Yeah, Braille just in kind of the slower section, swimming with cheap. Having a pretty good time of it so far. Dansta grabbing the checkpoint, not really what he wanted. See, he got the middle cheap instead, but no, just not the ground pound.
I never even really considered
see what the lead is at the Seaside, because Rhea had a couple bonks. You know, Dansta, that was a small mistake, but not really the same amount of time. Oh, hitting the seaweed though, not something you see every day.
Yeah, that Kelp not being some good friends right now.
Ba in the chat coming up, you know, saying he might actually add the out of bounds section to the list, so shout outs to him. I actually really love what he's doing for the whole documentation of these leagues and stuff, so definitely go drop that guy a follow, or you know, whatever else he's got.
Yeah, give him some support. Honestly, Spot, if you wanna even just drop the link to your page, I'm totally cool with that too. to the stats page that Bajonas is talking about here.
Alright, so Rhea coming out of Seaside, Dansta getting that last minute, warping back to the Odyssey, so we're pretty much a full transition ahead. Coming into, the luncheon, the big L. where we could see some more drastic time loss from Rhea.
Yeah, Lunge Kingdom certainly has some difficult spots in it.
Yeah, the first difficult part is going to be the Salt Pile Triple Jump, which Rhea is setting up for now. A nice height there, let's see what he's got. Can he get the dive? Yes, he does. Clean stuff. Putting best foot forward early on in Luncheon is definitely what you want to see. Has Rhea made many mistakes this run? You know, you said Dansta messed up and Wooded, but would you say, like, Dansta played, like, a little bit better in some parts to make up time?
I think so. I think Rhea he hasn't really had any like huge mistakes, but definitely like minor hiccups here and there of just bonking at certain parts, messing up like just like little things of like capturing a pole in Metro a bit later than he's supposed to, like, you know, going from trash pile to the pole to fling yourself to bench friends. He did not get that strategy. So just like little things like that actually have happened that have added up to, it was like a 1:10 difference to less than a minute right now. Actually,
it was 50 pretty much exactly when he loaded in the Luncheon.
Yeah, so we've gone from about a 1:08 difference between the two players to about 45, 50 seconds between the two players. So there certainly have been some minor mistakes from Rhea that have closed the gap a little bit.
And I do want to point out, this is a league match. You know, if you're kind of new to this stream, you definitely want to check it out. There's probably some exclamation point leagues actually that's in the title, but if you're not familiar with it, we have a different scoring system than our typical showcases and regular tournaments, where you're actually going to get credit for how close you played to your opponent. So even though we're saying like, well, Dansta went from like a 1:10 to about 50, you know, that doesn't seem like, if Ray doesn't mess up, he's probably going to take the dub anyway, but that will actually net him a few extra points and actually take a couple points away from Rhea at the end of this race if he can continue to close the gap. And we'll kind of see as the leagues progress, you know, the ability to kind of overcome or push through your mistakes, I guess, and try to get a good time anyway is going to be really crucial to being high up in the rankings.
Right, yeah, I think from some confirmation from the restreamer here, but I believe that's actually like a full 2 points that would be taken away from Rhea if this gap remains as it is, going from a full like 1:10 to 50.
Yeah, I think
seconds.
It goes by
that's
10
like 20
seconds.
Yeah, it goes by 10-second intervals, I believe. So it would actually be
down to 1 HP here. Gonna have to
gap.
Ground pound here, missing the Podobo cycle. Yeah, sorry for cutting you off there. But...
No, that's fine. Action happens, and you gotta commentate on it as it happens. But still surviving right now, Rhea going as he's able to capture and go to the forks room. But that definitely, yet again, we got a couple more seconds there from having to be healed from getting that moon afterwards.
Alright, let's see how forks go. Definitely don't want to take a fall here. Going for the optimal strats here, which involves some risky homing throws, which is motion control based as well, which I kind of don't like about Odyssey, but that's how the game works and people have just gotten really good at it. Dansta having some opportunity to save more time with Rhea here. He's already at the point Rhea just was, grabbing that Podobo, so a little bit more than a forks room ahead for Rhea still, but definitely closing the gap little by little. And coming up on turnip clip, another situation where you could see some large time losses. Grabbing the gold turnip, let's see if he goes for a bit of a Kobe here as he drops down. Okay, not... Oh, actually, I can't really tell. The screen's a bit blurry for me. I don't think that's going to work, though. Yeah, it's got to be a bit more to the left side of the front face, or of any face, rather, but usually go by the front one. Oh, not getting the clip first try. Landing... Okay, there he goes. A little bit sloppy. And it's already done with forks, though. Got a pretty clean one as well.
Yes, and as people keep pointing out in chat, and as I've kept saying, these seconds are adding up, and we are, even if the lead doesn't change, we're still, it still can cost Rhea some points here. And Dansta is setting up for his cheese clip, skip, turnip clip. Words. Turnip skip. Cheese clip.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, grabbing the kind of precarious moon on the rock down by the lava, you know, place where we've seen people die. I was commenting Suicide where he died twice trying to get that moon. It's a pretty precise platforming. And he's almost done, just has to... What? Okay, he paused rather than skipping the cutscene. I guess that was just a bit early on the trigger.
I actually think it's like the second time he's done that too. He did it back in like... I forget where. I think it might have been... I think it actually might have been in Cap Kingdom. But I do recall seeing him getting the pause button, pause menu before... before a boss fight another time as well. Yet again, not really a huge mistake, but it definitely can cost a couple, like cost a second.
And so wrapping up his lunch and getting those last 3 moons, saving some more time over his. I didn't notice any mistakes from him really. I don't know if you were able to. Actually, I wasn't watching his tournament clip too carefully.
Are you talking about for Dansta here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dansta had a great turnip clip. It was very smooth, and then after that, from turnip clip to getting the final multi-moon, I actually wasn't watching specifically there, but it seemed like he got...
says he got a luncheon gold here with a 611. So
okay, so that
yeah,
answers our question right there.
Dansta.
Dansta is deafened, I promise you, but he is still answering our questions as soon as we ask them.
He's kind of psychic, you know.
Just a little bit. I mean, he is watching the Ray, so he is aware of the gap that he has between himself and Rhea right now. But it's certainly not... It seems to be motivating him more than anything, as ever since that gap has happened, he has now gotten 2 golds in 2 separate
that's pretty huge. Dansta definitely on the up and up as the runner, but, you know, Ray's been around for quite a bit longer. So, like, he's got a lot to play for, you know, trying to bring it closer and closer. It's really cool to watch. And Ray hasn't, like, made any drastic mistakes, just a couple of, like, slip-ups.
And now that we are in this fight, I do want to point out something here. This is a minor Twitter trend.
Shout out to our no sponsors for this tournament, where we usually shout them out.
Yeah, no sponsors. This is where we would shout out the sponsors, but instead I'm going to shout out a Twitter trend that is happening right now. Apparently it is Appreciate a Dragon Day. So, even though this guy right here, the Lord of Lightning, has prevented us from getting that sub-hour, being a very slow boss, I still think he deserves a bit of appreciation. So, certainly throw it to him. Lord of Lightning, great dragon.
Do you have any good emotes for Dragon Appreciation Day?
I'm sure there is some in the chat. I'm sure, like, who knows, there's some... I personally don't, but there are definitely... I'm sure with all, like, the animals that some... I know a good amount of, like, Mario runners, like, I can think, like, Dangers and, like... and Simp all have animals. I'm sure there's a dragon person out there.
Sure there is. I don't know who it would be, but yeah, there's gotta be someone. And Rhea finishing up that ruined fight, you know, didn't die. Dansta doing the fancy wall kicks there. Just all time. Doing the auto-scroller part of this. Bach coming out saying that Dansta's gold is better than the one Econ just got yesterday. Or... oh, never mind. It wasn't a gold from Econ. Econ got like a 612, which he said was surprising. He was surprised like how good it ended up being. I don't know how Curbs got like, what was it, a 607 or something like that? Like, there's some, like that in Wooded, like, I don't know what he's done to figure it out on a level that the rest of the runners couldn't match, but kind of crazy.
And apparently this gap has gotten really close together at this point. I'll look myself actually timing this a bit, but according to someone in chat, we got just under a 30-second difference between the 2 players now, which would be insane if that is true.
Yeah, now it's looking actually in the realm of possibility for Dansta to actually make a comeback happen if Rails were to fall off a mech or make some large like scale mistake in Bowser's.
Oh, that Twitch Global emote exists. Right, I forgot about this guy. Or not Twitch Global, Twitch Prime emote. from the from the poking stuff. And yeah, that's only about a 30-second difference. That is
some GDQ emotes coming out here.
But yeah, only about a 30-second difference now between the two players. That is crazy. That is another... We have gone from a 1 minute, like a 110-second difference to only about 30 seconds. That's a full, like...
Wait, is Yoshi a dinosaur or is he a dragon?
I think Yoshi is... Yeah, Yoshi's a dinosaur.
Okay, what I thought. Oh, Dansta having a bonk, though. Probably the first big thing he's had since, like, I joined the commentary. Or I guess, like, he had a little thing in Seaside where he missed the ground pound, but that wasn't very much. He kind of had to reset his jump to get the height back that he lost.
Yeah, but we have now gotten to about a 4 now. Like we've yeah, we went from a minute 10 to now about 30 seconds. So that's a full 4 points that Dansta has essentially made up in this run alone from that.
That's pretty crazy. Ray still has a solid lead, but he doesn't really want to give Dansta an opening. But he has been giving a few, like, over the course of, like, the last, 20 minutes. Been playing really well to take advantage of it. Now coming up for Shard, something... Oh, another bonk from Dansta, getting bought by the Biney as well. Ooh. Really gonna slow him down. Let's see what he's got for the third Shard. Not getting that one very optimally either. Fourth one was pretty nice with the no-look homing throw. And gonna miss a little bit of time here. Israel keeps on chugging along. I don't really know, like, what their particular strengths. I know Dance is, like, the Cap Kingdom guy, but I don't know if Rhea has, like, a better late game than early game, or they're kind of solid across the run. Okay, Rhea going for the Harriet first. I think that's, like, the overwhelming majority at this point. It seemed like the Popper gang not really living up.
Yeah, and in my opinion, though, if Dansta goes topper first, that might, that might close the gap altogether right there.
I think so too.
Yeah. Dansta getting the Dram strat here on Bowser's Kingdom. Well done there. But no, Dansta also going for Harriet. What is with these players?
Dansta going for the first person shot. Save only a little bit of time, but if you're good at setting it up, then no reason not to. And we're taking care of Topper pretty well here. Sees this last hit, and there he goes. Yeah, so the bunnies can be a bit tricky. Dansta says in chat that he's not too happy with how they went or how Harriet's gone so far, but it's not too bad. We can kind of tell the time difference. I think Reyes made up a little bit of time instead of having a bonk hitting the spiny, or I guess 2 bonk.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's saying the bunnies is really where he's being a bit frustrated, as the
Maybe he's talking about like the entire split. I think people
like the first half of Bowser's
and then like a mech split.
Yeah, because Shards was definitely the part that really caused Dansta some trouble, not so much the bunnies.
So Dance is not a sidekick, he's just muted, but not deafened, so ask him to correct that when he gets the chance. Or hopefully he will do so in the future.
It's okay. Players still learning the rules, so I'm sure we'll let it go this one.
It is new, we used to just like be mean and kick him out of the call. But for certain reasons, not least of which being... Oh, Dansta having trouble getting those blasts. I have to break the second one as well. have to be really quick on those wall jumps. He's good. He's got it. Rhea climbing the mech though. All eyes on him right now. This is what's gonna let Dansta back in, if anything. You'd have to guess. Going for topper now. What will he do for the spin pound? There he goes. Really clean. Gonna get back up on for the middle phase. He can. And there he goes. Okay, so the first part's down. Now it's time for the mech to just walk around, to catch your breath, get ready for Harriet third and target acquired. If that's what he's going for, but I assume he is. Dansta just about to start off his mech too. You know, they're not as far apart as they once were, but Dansta lost a little bit of time in the Bowser Kingdom so far. Here comes Vera. And Spirit's gone. Really nice. No opportunity for Dansta to close the gap here.
Yep, so it's just going to have to be a very good target acquired. Oh, Dansta actually ending up falling down from the Mecha Brutal. Not the worst time to fall down, as we are still within the first half of the Mecha Brutal.
True.
So it won't be too hard to get back up there. But
yeah,
as I say that,
these kind of commiseration points, and I don't know what people want to call them exactly, but you know, they're kind of ticking away. Dansta's got to get back up here using the Pokio, where oh, missing the ground pound on topper. Things kind of have been falling apart. Another bonk, but at least the recoil saves him. He's got another chance to get back on here.
Yeah, the bonk happening with, after the first recoil is not a huge problem, as there is that second blast that happens from the Mecha Brutal. So in a sense, the bonk in some cases just be fine and not even matter at all.
Alright, let's see. He's got to kind of do this out of order now. He's trying to hit Harriet, but he can't. I don't know what's going on. He's about to miss his phase. Okay. That was really weird. I think when the mech starts flashing, that means it's about to do its thing again and kick you off.
Yeah, it's about to be. Yeah, it's about to kick you off.
I think Dansta just had a bit of misunderstanding between muting and deafened. Which is understandable. Like, he's from Austria. You know, I'm not gonna expect him. Like, I don't know, I'd be kind of stupid to hold against me like you're banned. But yeah, I think Dansta knows now. Too bad. Milo says banned, no remorse. Young prodigy, killed at a young age from his hopes and dreams. Sorry.
I'm sure
is Rhea older than Dansta? They're both 14, right?
I honestly, I would just probably put that down to a strike, not so much a ban.
I don't know. I'm not saying you know.
Yeah, I'm not official on
wants
this
to do
stuff.
anything about it.
I'm not on that ruling side. Let's just go back to the race.
Yeah. If it were me, I'd just be like, all right, do it next time. You're fine. I don't think we influence much. But we're here in Moon. Got the Moon skip coming up. You know, it's kind of in order for him to get as many points as possible. He does want to have a clean Moon, as we've been saying before.
And yeah, got the vectors. So
that was a bit weird. He's actually going for a second jump on the rocket flower because of the way he jumped off of the ramp here. I don't think that was really intentional, but it worked out fine. Alright, can you get this wall kick? There he goes. Going for the backflip, you know, we see some people actually do a run and kind of in a curve a little bit faster, but Rhea, very nice moon so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna be entering the chapel at 58:24, so we can use that as a good time marker. And yet again with the pause menu instead of the skip cutscene.
It's trying to be too optimal. It's a good thing he doesn't play Celeste, because then you'd actually end up retrying the level instead. Like, you know, if you go up to the summit and you try to the frame perfect final skip cutscene on the flag and you hit retry instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Me being a commentator who tries to wear multiple hats, I'm certainly familiar with the Celeste routes and mistakes that can happen there as well.
Yeah, I want to start commentating Celeste. I think that'd be fun. But in the meantime, we're looking at Odyssey, Rhea in the middle of the battles fight, Dansta coming up on his Mooncave skip with the Rocket Flower.
Yeah, I think SM64 might be my next hat to wear, if at all, for commentary. I might try into
the
I might
kind of
try the Mario Kart
trifecta.
thing as well. Mario Kart is actually a bit of a harder thing to commentate, getting to learn all those tracks. I definitely have a lot of respect for those commentators.
Yeah, I think like that's definitely a game where you actually want to be like a player and not just like a play-by-play commentator. You actually want to know
Right.
like what's going on for each track, and also like a lot of times the commentators know like what like a good lap time is, or like who's even got the better PB on a track.
Yeah, it's gonna take a
Being
lot of
so involved.
steadying for a while. That's gonna take a while. That's gonna take a
Yeah.
long time. But we're still at roughly, I'd say it looked like between 20 and 30-second gap as Dansta enter the chapel, and Rhea is now going into the escape sequence here. So yes, this is looking to be, I mean, if you want to talk about
Looking to
predictions,
be,
I can predict from escape sequence. I know that much.
Alright, so what's your final time going to be for Rhea?
I would say we are potentially looking at a low 101.
You mean low 102? Or high 101?
High one. Shut up. Okay, I don't know predictions. Sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna guess like 101.59 from Rhea. Just, I mean, oh, not doing the 2D skip. Maybe he didn't like how he was set up, but like, or maybe he knew he was in the lead and didn't want to actually like
Risk it, yeah.
kind of throw it all away for that. Yeah.
That'd be
Was that a
interesting.
wall jump? Did he wall jump out of that? I don't know. Someone's got to tell me in chat because he didn't actually break the block. It's finishing up the
There's
Bowser
no wall
fight.
jumping in 2D, so.
I think there is, like,
No,
in some weird way.
I don't know of any.
Milo proved you wrong. In the chat.
Damn it, Milo. I thought you had a microphone. I know they can't hear you, but can't you just say it? Don't shame me and leave it permanently in the Discord chat.
Oh, Milo just come on the mic and be like, banned. Something. Not really. I don't know. Okay, we're about to wrap up low 102. 101.59 was pretty far off. And Dan's gonna be looking about a minute behind now. Well, let's see if he'll do a better 2D skip. Or we'll actually attempt it. And there he goes. A little bit of time saved. And we'll kind of have to see what the actual time differential is going to be at the end of this run. Ooh, faltering a little bit here. Got to get up. You know, opting to actually break the block instead of Rhea. And 102.18 is going to be the final time. I would say it's an alright time. I think, yeah, it's like hard to expect people to get a 101 because it's such a good time, but I think Dansta will be pretty happy with everything between Wooded and Bowser's, but not necessarily Wooded or Bowser's. Alright, fast filler coming out from Dansta. Those look like really clean shots too. I think they all hit because he just looked away. He was so confident.
Yeah, having the sound cues to help you along there certainly would make it a lot easier to tell. We just have like a slight screen shake to see whether or not it actually did hit that first pillar. But Dansta is very confident that it hit it. And yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So, ending up...
Kind of unfortunate. He was like 30 seconds away going into Bowser's Kingdom. You know, he fought really hard. I don't think the way that Ray played his endgame would have given him a chance to win, but still, you know, good comeback from Dansta in the mid-game, and some nice golds to show off to the fans.
Yep, 103.35 to a 102.18. The win for Rhea, and about I can't do math that quickly.
That's going to be the 70-second range, so that's going to be like 12 points to Rhea and 8 to Dansta, or I don't know, actually, I'll have to check the chart. There we go. GG. Rhea coming out with a 102 in his first race, Dansta with a 103, but he played really well for a lot of this race, so I think we can look out for some big things coming up from both of these later on in the league. So yeah, definitely want to follow how this progresses. We got Dansta in the call. How do you feel about how you played? If he wants to talk.
Dansta, test.
I'm here. So now, okay.
Hi.
There you are.
Okay. So mid game was kind of good, which was surprising because mid game is not usually my worst part. But yeah, I lost like almost 1.5 minutes in bullet. So that was pretty bad. That's been happening to me all day. Like I failed exact same thing like 3 times today already. Yeah, I don't know what's happening today in there, but okay.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate, but the mid game seemed very good for you.
Yeah, I was like still on 102.45 pace going into Bowser's, I think.
Yeah, you're only about 30 seconds away at that point. I know you were able to hear us, but it was pretty close.
Also I don't get why hearing you was a mistake, but okay.
I think it's like, I mean, you could ask Milo. Like, I don't want to explain it, but there's reasons.
I think,
there's good reasons.
honestly, I think the reasoning is probably potentially memory. I know you've run the route long enough, but like it's audio double feeding issues. Okay, I thought it I thought it was because the commentators could give a tip and be like, "Oh, this trick's coming up."
I mean,
and
I've definitely
that.
like everything. I've definitely left like everything on my stream, so you cannot hear anything from my PC or my mic.
Yeah, I think we're all right though. I guess it's in the future. Hit the full deafen button.
Because I like to listen to people talking usually, and like I was okay.
You're
let's
actually
just
allowed
listen.
to watch the restream, but I don't
Yeah,
think
I
you're
know.
allowed to actually listen
he
to
was
it in
hanging
the
out
call.
here.
I know, but I like listening to something, and like it was like listening to something that only happened 25 seconds ago, which was about the difference I had, is better than listening to something that was like a minute ago.
I'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't think Ray is coming in for an interview. Like he's welcome to, but I think he's not going to join the call.
Right, but good job, good finish here. Just a bit of an unfortunate the start and end games here. The mid game was pretty much perfect though, Dansta, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean Seaside was bad, but other than Seaside, like 1 second off golds, 3 seconds, 2 golds. Like actually, it was pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, so
Well, our next match coming up is going to be SM64, and it's going to be commentated by Simply and Pope Squidward. It's going to be his first time in the booth, and if you're watching play Majora's Mask, he's a lot of fun to listen to, so you guys should definitely stick around for that. The race is going to be between Rock Chalk and Benji, so actually, that sounds pretty lit. 16 star as well. No, you know, both of them are not actually 16 star specialists, so like we could see like really good gameplay, or it could kind of go crazy. You never know.
And so yeah, we're gonna have quite a good schedule here, very packed. All of our races gonna be back to back to back. So we're going straight from SMO to SM64, right into Mario Kart Double Dash after that, and then another an SMO race between Nuckerveda and Suisaga and that will be at 5, and then Celeste at the end. So definitely stick around. GSA having a good schedule for today.
All right, it's been fun. See you guys. Bye.